What is it like being a Jamaican in Austria? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com. Today in Jamaicans to the World, we talk to Althea Goldburn, who is a Jamaican living in Austria. Welcome, Althea. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Good, good.
And
So
you?
tell us your story. How did you get to Austria?
Okay, it started like this. I I was living in Jamaica and met my ex-husband. It's my ex-husband because I married before. My ex-husband met me on the workplace, and that was in Long Bay. And he it was just friendship, and then he invited me to visit him in Germany, and I came and spent 3 months. It was 3 months, and then I went back, and then he invited me back, and I came and spent, I think, 7 to 8 months. We got married really quick, and then I went back, came back 1998 December, the 28th of December 1998, and lived in Germany until 2017 of end of April. Then I moved to Austria. There were some problem, a lot of problem. You know, we Jamaicans, we have problem. Problem. It didn't work. It didn't work. It just didn't work. Let's say that it didn't work out. I tried my best, and I said to my ex-husband, "Okay, I will leave." I was
Okay.
in Austria, and
And
on the street in Austria, I love to take picture. I am a picture person, love to take picture. So I was taking a picture, and it was a selfie, and it was giving me a little problem to get the handle. And then came this man, and he said to me, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yes." And he took the picture, gave me back the telephone, and said, "What are you doing here?" So I said, "I am only here for the weekend." So I was there for the weekend in a hotel. And he said, "What are you doing here? What if I'm leaving?" I said, "No, I'm not leaving now. I just came today." And he asked if you could show me a little around in this town. And so, and we walk along, and he explained, show me a little things and sightseeing. So I'll call it sightseeing. And then we changed number. We changed number, and because that relationship was finished, and we changed number, and from there we started to have connection, go on dates to get to know each other, because he would like to know if it would work, because he's out of a relationship and I am out of a relationship.
oh, so there's a
And
love story in this whole thing.
yes, and it was really a love story, because for them the 24th of December, it's when they give the present out to the kids and everything like that. And that's the day I met him, on the 24th of December. And yeah, we started just over telephone contact, and he said, "Yes, we have to meet to know if this will work." And I said, "Yes," and we meet, we go there and there. And then he said, "Would you like, you think you could come and live here?" And I said, "Yes." And then I just said, that time I was still living in Germany. So I
Right.
tell my ex-husband I would leave. I would leave. And I leave and came here and live with my, call it now, boyfriend. But we get married,
Oh,
and
great.
yeah, we get married. It's quick time, live here quick, really quick. Yeah, everything was quick. It
Well,
just fit. It just fit. The pot
it just
just fit the cover. The cover fit the pot.
I like that. I like that. So, I'm gonna ask you because Austria cool. I know German cool, but
Yes,
German
it's
is
the
cool.
same. The
It's
two
the
of
same
them is the
thing.
same. It's the same temperature, the same type of climate. It's the same type of climate.
I'm going to tell you a
Because like,
secret. So I'm going to tell you a secret now. So I
okay.
traveled to Europe some years ago. Don't tell my wife now. Don't tell my wife.
Oh no, I wouldn't say a thing.
So we traveled to Europe and we were doing Germany and a couple other places. And my wife says, we have to go to Austria. We must go to Austria. And do you know the only reason why she wanted us to go to Austria? The Sound of Music. You remember the movie, The Sound of Music?
Sound of Music. No, maybe,
Yes.
maybe
Look
I
it up.
know it, but that's
You
what I'm
look it
saying
up
to me.
and you know
I
it.
know the movies. I watch a lot of movies, but the name I forget. The Sound
That's the
of Music.
only reason why we went to Austria. And it was The Sound of Music. And even though it was summer, it was still cool.
When? When summer? When you say summer, when?
talking
August,
about,
July?
I'm talking about maybe June, July. It was still
Yes,
cool.
it's true. It's true.
Yes.
In 2007, when I was living in Germany, my mom came to visit me, and it was July, and we was to heat the house, and she had warm clothes, really warm clothes. It was really cold. We was to heat the house like every second day or something like that. It was really cold. Yes, it can really cold. Yes, it's true.
so tell me about Austria now. Tell me about the people. You know, what are the people like? What is the people, how are they? Are they warm? How are the people there?
Okay, I'm living in the capital. It's Vienna, and I'm right beside the UN building where I'm living. So I would say it's multicultural. It's multicultural with it. It's a multicultural. It's
Yes.
German word. Yes, and a lot of people from different country here because it's the UN right there, right, just right down there. And a lot of people. So I would say they are warm. They welcome anybody because tourists. When I tell you about tourists, here it's like a tourist hotspot because where I was living in Germany, I didn't see so many tourists. But when you go into the first district, because Wien has 23 province, Vienna, 23 province. And the first, it's the center of the city where everything goes on. And when you go out there and you see people, it's just lively. People sit down enjoying the summer. Tourists, you see a lot of Chinese tourists. I don't know if Japan, Thailand, but tourists from all over the world, German, lot of tourists. So, they are very friendly. They are really friendly. Put it together. They are friendly people. I'm here almost 4 years. I didn't have problem until now.
Good. So do they have any type of, what I say, culture, from a cultural perspective? The people, the people from Austria, do they have anything that you'd say, man, this is just how their culture is? Maybe it is, something like, if you come, you have to drink tea, or that's a British. I'm saying that's a British. I don't know if, in Austria, if you visit someone in Austria, you visit their house, the first thing you come in, them going to say, come and do this, or, you know what I'm saying? Is there any tradition, culture from the people that you have observed?
To be honest, I won't lie to you. I haven't been, even though I'm here 4 years, I haven't been around so much. But like for my mother-in-law and those people, they're just friendly. But I can't give you a specific.
Right.
I can't give a specific. To be honest, I can't give a specific. No.
All right.
No.
That's fine. So let's dive into the other part of what some say is a subset of culture, which is food. Tell us about the food in Austria. What would you say is the thing, if a Jamaican come there or anybody come there, they must try? What's the thing you would say?
Okay. I know the questions that you normally have, and I wasn't prepared for this because let I tell you, I'm a real Jamaican and I love my Jamaican food, and I have problem with food in Germany, problem with food here, but I eat the food. But what they eat here a lot is Wiener Schnitzel. I don't know if you ever hear that word, Wiener Schnitzel or Schweinebraten. Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay.
Wien, it's for Vienna, Wien, because in English it's Vienna and in German it's Wien. So it's Wiener Schnitzel. It's a big piece of beef. It's original from beef, but they make it sometimes with pork, but it's from beef. And it would dip in first into flour, then egg, and then breadcrumbs, and then put into oil and fried. And then Schweinebraten, it's a big piece of pork meat, and it into a brown sauce, and they make it with potato dumpling, and you get some purple cabbage with it. It's like a tradition thing. And they have a lot of sweet things like Google Hupf and Mozart Kugel. You know, Mozart is from here. And
Right.
Mozart, they have a lot of things. They have a lot of things. They eat like some smoked pork. They like steak fish, the fish that they put on the stick and roast it and eat it.
Okay.
Yes,
That
yes,
sounds
yes.
interesting. So you say you miss your Jamaican food and you have you know. So what is the Jamaican food you miss the most?
Everything. But we miss everything. But look, I don't eat pork. I don't eat pork since 20 odd years now, because I used to eat a lot of pork when I was back home at my grandmother. And once I eat it, I had was to throw up, and I tried many times. I really spicy it, and when we say spicy, season it, and I put ginger in there and try it again, but it didn't work. So I just leave it. So I don't eat pork. But here, there is a big supermarket. They call it Prozi, owned by some Indians. And there you go, you get a lot of things. You get a lot of African food, you get Jamaica rum. Easter time, you get Jamaica bun, you get the ackee in the tin, you get the callaloo in the tin. I went there to get Benjamin Vanilla. I didn't get it, but I get Maclas. It's a new brand, I think, in Jamaica. It right, Jamaica Maclas. I go there, get my ginger beer. You get the yam from Africa, you get plantain, green
You
banana,
you are
okra.
you're more fortunate than quite a few other people that I've spoken
Yes,
to.
that's what I was saying. Yes, we get a lot. Yes, we
You
get
are
a
very
lot.
fortunate because a
Mhm.
lot of people I talk to there is not even an African store sells some of the stuff that you're talking about there.
I know, I listen it and hear and say, oh my God. But I was listening this one from France. He was trying to do a startup thing, and that's very nice. That's very nice. But
Good.
here you have a lot of Africans that have the little shop and they sell their African stuff. And we have similar things to the African. We don't get the yellow yam, we don't get renta, Sylvint, but we get a yam and it's really, really nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice. And the planting, when it's planting time, they really fit. In the cold time, it transport earlier. So you get a little brown, but it still can work. It still work. You
Good.
get cassava, every little
You know,
thing. You
I
get.
was surprised on my visit to Nigeria and Ghana, and they said yellow yam is not the yam there; it's white yam.
Yes, it's
So
kind of white yam. It's kind
yeah,
of,
yeah. And
yes,
for us, yellow yam is number one.
yes. I
You
I
know,
love yellow yam. Me love me yellow yam with everything. I love yellow yam. Yes,
so
I love it.
so you mentioned when we were talking, you gave me the German names and the English names, or I think German.
Yes.
Austria, what languages do they speak there? Is it I believe they speak some places speak German, is it? Or is it and there's also another
Right.
language.
Right. It's German. German, it's the language. But as I don't know if you know, Austria, it has border to Slovakia, it has border to Germany, it has border to Switzerland, and few more countries. Poland, I don't know. I didn't do that. When I was living in Germany and learned that in my head how many country border to Germany. So, like the border country, the people at the border, I would say, they speak a little, they speak German and they can speak a little of the next country, but it's German, it's the language, only that they have the dialect, like how we have with Patois. They have
Okay,
that
I
in
see.
every way.
And
Yes.
and you seem very fluent in German, because I can see you actually are thinking in terms of, how do I say this? Like, it's almost like you were deep in German and deep in Germany, where you didn't get to use much of the English. It almost feels
Right.
that way.
You hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. Let I tell you, because you didn't ask this question, where in Jamaica I'm from and stuff like that. All right. What was the question again? My German. The
Well,
funny
the
thing,
question was, here's a question. Not really a question. It was more of an observation I made
right?
during
It
our
takes me long to
conversation.
answer. I
It
leave
seems like
Jamaica
you're.
when I sorry. I
Go
leave
ahead.
Jamaica when I was 26 and
Right.
came here. So I after leaving school, I didn't study. I go straight to work. I don't know if you know Long Bay. There was a big bar and grocery shop in the Ocean View, and there I were working. There I met my husband, and then came here. And I didn't know that I could go and learn a skill. So I didn't learn a skill. So all I did was watch TV, read the newspaper. Even though I didn't understand, I read the newspaper. I take the dictionary, try to translate, but it's very hard to translate. But it's not like how we would say a sentence and it goes straight. It mixes, it turns around. Sometimes what we have at the end, it's in the middle or before. So, and I didn't go to school to learn it. And that is the thing. Everybody say, "Oh, you're German so good. You're German so good. You should do this. You should do this." Yes, I find
You
it
didn't
hard
go to
sometimes to
school.
find the English word. I then have to go to the German word to find the English word. That's true.
Exactly. I was watching you, and even when we're in the conversation, I'm like, you're actually, thinking in German, maybe for the most part, because
It's
because
true.
maybe when you were in Germany, as you said, and you and I spoke a little bit before the interview, you had
Mhm.
mentioned, you weren't in a big town in Germany per se. So you may not, again, I'm assuming now, you may not have had a lot of English speakers around you.
No. And when I came there, I could count how many blocks and this and alone. It was just few. It was just a few black people. And my husband, ex-husband, he was in Jamaica on his seventh trip. His seventh trip, that's when I met him. And when we came back, there were no black people in the area away from two African guys from Nigeria that I know. That's the only two. And there wasn't any contact. So I had was to keep on speaking our patois because he could speak patois. That's why I was laughing. I was to say, I know what the lady was talking in Spain, that we speak our patois because he was he's perfect with the patois. So I didn't have anybody to speak English with. And I keep on saying, I lose my English, I lose my English. I more speak patois than English.
So your German is self-taught.
Self-taught German. Self-taught
Wow,
German. Okay, I
amazing.
went 14 evening for 1.5 hours, but that was just basic. Where you
Right.
from? Your name, and if you go there to ask for that, that was that. Nothing more.
So here's my next question. So
Mhm.
when you meet someone in Austria and they find out that you're Jamaican, what is the typical reaction?
Wow, Jamaica. Yes, it's always that. Always. Because, like, even my husband now, he noticed it. If you ask somebody and they say you are from a next country, they will just say, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But when they hear Jamaica, it's just this wow. And how you reach here, why did you leave your warm country here or something like that? But I used to it, and they used to black people here, a lot of black people here. And I met about 5 or 6 Jamaican already in the international church. Six,
Okay.
6 or 7, yes. So Jamaicans are here. There's a lady here. They call her, I don't remember. I wouldn't even call her name now, but like they say, she's the Gunstein. Oh, all right. That's German. Okay, she was the first Jamaican maybe that here, and she was here over 50 odd years. That lady,
Oh.
50 odd years. Yes, yes, long, long. Yeah, 50
So
odd years.
visiting Austria, if I was to visit or anybody was to visit Austria, is there one place or one thing or experience you would say to them, you have to go see this, or you must go visit this, or you must do this? What would that be?
Oh man, that's very hard because there I like to travel and there's so many things here, so many. But like if you go in the internet, they tell you different things. But like there's a place not far from here where I'm living. They call it Prata. It's the amusement park. Everything that you can think of is there. Everything. Madame Tussauds, go right back to all these amusement things. And what I love, I've not visited there, but I will one day go there. I've been to a next one, but not that one. I would love to go to Vienna Open Ball, where they all dress in these white and black suit and dancing, all these, what you call it, cha-cha-cha, rumba, all these things. That is very interesting. I
Is it
don't
a
know if I
is
think
it a
Americans
one?
know about it. This big New Year's ball that they always keep with this man named Richard Lugner, and he always invited somebody from America. It's always somebody from very, I wouldn't say high rank. I would say a actress or an actor always there, but it's always a woman because he always want the woman to open the ball. Because the last time he did it was Arnella Muti, I think, Arnella Muti, and Lindsey Van should come the year before and she didn't come, or she was to came and Arnella Muti step in for her.
I see.
Vina
I
Open
see.
Bar. And the first district is very nice. It's amazing. It's like a whole town with lots of huge building, university, the state opera house, a lot. It's a lot to see. But people that like amusement would go to Prata. They like to go in these amusement parks. And people that love to dance, go
Well,
there to Open Ball, Vina Open Ball.
and it's New Year's. You say it's New Year's. They have it.
Yes, they do it New Year's, but they have a lot more. They have a lot more different type of ball. I don't really know all the names, but I've been to one where you put on this traditional dress. I don't know if you ever hear about the dental or the leather hose, the leather pants.
Not
Oh,
me.
okay. It's a traditional dress for German and here, and I think someplace in Switzerland where they wear this leather pants and the leather shoes and the lady in a dress with something like an apron and you're well put together. And I was on that one, that
Good.
ball. They dance like what I say, cha-cha-cha, rumba,
I
on
know. I know
different
these Jamaican
walls
dances.
and all those.
So,
Right.
so in terms, you bring up music. You hear any reggae there?
Yes, I hear reggae. Yeah,
You hear
they
reggae
love to
with
play
it?
Bob Marley. Yeah, they
Actually,
play
you
Bob
know what?
Marley on the radio almost
You,
every day.
you are
They play
right.
Sean Paul, they play Shaggy and Jimmy Cliff. Jimmy
Good.
Cliff, yes.
Good.
These
You know,
mostly they
because
play.
when we visited Innsbruck, and
Innsbruck, oh, that's a little distant from me. No,
yes,
yes.
and we were at a restaurant there, and we heard a Bob Marley song come on while we were in this outdoor restaurant, and every server at the restaurant knew the song and was singing it, and we
Yes,
were totally amazed. We're in this way out place in Austria, and we're hearing everybody. They knew the song.
yes, but it's the same here. It's the same here because, all right, let I tell you, I came here 4 year, and in the 4 year, I met in a circle, went backstage right here. I meet in a circle. I meet Kimani Marley. I met Anthony B. And who else did I meet? But these are Jamaican that come here and have concert right on they call it Donau Hinsel. It's a little highland they made between the river. It is this big river by the name of Danube. It's Donau, Danube, and it have two little spring off. So they made an island in between, and on that island they have every year they have the last 3 years they have international beach volleyball keep there, and they
Okay.
have Africa Days, 2 weeks Africa Days, and
Oh,
the headliner is always somebody from back out. So they were there. I was at the front, and I have my Jamaican flag, and I singing and dancing and telling them I want to autogram out. So I
that
get to
is
meet them
awesome,
here. So,
Althea. That's awesome. So I'm going to
yes,
switch up topics a little bit now. So you've been there
yes.
years. Do you have any family that is in Europe with you, kids, maybe other family, any, since you've been there all this time?
Okay, now in Austria, I'm here with my husband and my husband family. I tell you, it hurts, but it's so. I leave my 4 kids in Germany. I had 3 sons back in Jamaica, and I take them to Germany with me. Not same time, after. I took my youngest son first, and then the 2 last sons. And I have a daughter for my ex-husband. So they are all in Germany working. My daughter studying now, and my oldest son married and had 2 sons. So I'm a grandmother sitting down here. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So they're all there. I visit. Okay, before the COVID, that was the year when the first grandson born. So I travel every month and visit. And this year I was there like January, February, but July was the last I went there. Because of the COVID, I didn't try to go back and forth. I just stay home. I stay home. But my 4 kids are in Germany. They
Okay,
were here to visit and stuff.
I see. And it's not too bad in terms of a journey, because what train? You take the bullet train or
Yeah, right. Yeah, yes. I take the fast train, and my son drive up here. Yes, they take
I
the younger one take the train.
So, listen, Althea, thank you very much for just sharing your story and an insight into Austria. So here is how I typically I'm closing this out, as I try to
Yes.
get a Jamaican in every country in the world. I need you to teach me
Mm-hmm.
how to say goodbye in whatever the most unofficial way they say goodbye. Because I know Jamaican, ketchup on the strong, little more or whatever, not the formal. We don't say a formal goodbye when we say to one another. So how would you say goodbye to another person in Austria, in the most informal way? And you teaching me now.
Yes, I know. Let me say something before. Okay, I have to go back. In Germany,
Right.
I was living in Bavaria, so it's the same thing like here. You say Wiedersehen or Wiedersehen. That means you see again. But here in Wien, the most people say Baba. And it sounds like you say Papa, because I think it was Papa, but it's B-R-B-R, Baba. Papa.
All right. So
Mhm.
here is how we're going to close out. Althea,
Mhm.
thanks again.
Yes.
Any final words?
The final word. Okay, I would say if somebody would like to come here, I want to be honest. If you don't have a job, come into a job, don't come. If you're not coming to a job, don't come. It's very hard to get a job if you don't have a job, because then you end up doing what you don't want to do, and it's really hard. And please learn the language. Learn the language. It's very important to learn the language, because how are you going to get around? You need to
All
learn the
right.
language. Mhm.
Good points. And I'm glad you brought that up. Very good points there. So, Althea, thanks again. And how do we say it now? Babar?
Wiedersehen, Baba. Wiedersehen. So
Vida,
Wiedersehen.
Vida's in Babar or just Babar?
Baba, Baba.
All right.
It's B-R-B-R, but when they say it, you don't hear that B, because
All right.
Baba.
So, Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.